The winds were calm and the sky was blue with few clouds, almost identical to the weather on Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. Residents in Adair County stopped what they were doing on this day 16 years later to remember the countless lives lost. On that fateful morning, nearly 3,000 people were killed and over 6,000 others were injured. 9/11 was the single deadliest incident for firefighters and law enforcement officers in the history of the United States. Lieutenant Chris Anderson spoke on the bravery of those men and women that chose to run into the face of danger.
Did you know out of the 2,977 people killed, 412 were first responders? That means these were brave firefighters, policemen, EMTs, who decided to go up into the flames and save people's lives.
Like the well-known song goes, many remember exactly where they were when the world stopped turning on that September day. The day when the New York City skyline was forever changed, a simple field became a sacred piece of land, and when the country united as one. Lieutenant Anderson shared his vivid memory.
I was 8 years old. I remember walking down the stairs, and my mom had the television on, and she was dead silent. And the news anchor was talking about how a plane had just crashed into the World Trade Center, and no one really knew why. And as I was watching the television, I saw with my own two eyes the second plane hit the World Trade Center, and I was in shock. And I remember the news anchor saying, "This is not an accident. We are being attacked."
At 9:37 the same morning, another attack was carried out on the Pentagon. While many first responders ran towards the events unfolding to help, September 11th also showed that you don't have to wear a uniform in order to be considered a hero. On United Airlines Flight 93, passengers and crew members revolted against the terrorists. It's believed that plane was headed for the Capitol building. However, because of those brave men and women, that plane never reached its intended target. With the final words of "Let's roll," Flight 93 instead crashed into a field in Stony Creek Township near Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
They could have done nothing. If they had done nothing, evil would have prospered. But they were brave, they were courageous, they stood up to evil, and the American spirit stood strong that day. Their deaths were not in vain.
Lieutenant Jason Ross, a student at A.T. Still University and an officer in the United States Air Force, said it best when that although the events of September 11th forever changed the course of American history, the country was brought closer together as a result.
Tragedy seems to strip us of the labels we used to separate ourselves and exposes our core nature. Americans flew the flag higher and demonstrated an increase in neighborly kindness and goodwill.